Good evening, Matt Wordsworth with ABC News. Just a day out from the federal budget, Bill Shorten has released some of the missing pieces of his plan to cut carbon emissions by almost twice as much as the coalition. New fuel standards for cars, a push to switch to electric vehicles and tougher limits on what heavy industry can emit are at the centre of Labor's scheme, promptly dismissed by the government as a new tax on the economy. From Canberra, here's National Affairs correspondent Greg Jennett.
We can help make it more convenient to drive.
Pure petrol-burnt throttle in his ears.
We could be back in the business of making cars in this country.
Silent electrons in his sights.
And we're away.
Bill Shorten's vision to cut carbon emissions 11 years from now relies on every second car sold going electric.
I'm bullish about EVs for the jobs, for the climate impact.
For range, price and convenience, car-loving Australians have so far been cool on battery-run cars. They account for just over 2,000 of 1 million sold each year. And to reach Labor's target, incentives will be needed. It's promising to go green on the government fleet and give tax breaks for business, as well as raising emissions rules to the American standard, cutting the price advantage enjoyed by petrol and diesel cars.
The whole world has emission standards, except for Australia.
Together, cars, trucks and trains push out 20% of Australia's emissions, heavy industries about 30%. And Labor will submit it to play a part in its national goal to cut 45% of carbon by 2030. Up to 250 of Australia's biggest emitters, whether miners, steel makers, shopping centres or local council rubbish tips, will have a limit placed on the carbon dioxide they produce. Go over and they must buy offsets from Australia or overseas. If they don't, they'll pay fines to the government.
Carbon credits for Kazakhstan. That's what this is for. $35 billion to meet Bill Shorten's reckless target.
We're providing a $300 million fund to help work with them. Big industry is so far ahead of the coalition government, it's not funny.
The Coalition and Labor have both released as much as they intend to on climate policy, although the opposition's still holding back key details around prices and costings. Both have decided to clear their decks before the campaign proper, which certainly doesn't mean the last word's yet been said on this turbulent 10-year debate.
So does the machine come with the soundtrack?
At least for the next 3 days, Scott Morrison's retuning his pitch to the benefits that flow from economic management.
How are you?
Pharmaceuticals are only one of them.
The PBS to me spells HOPE.
Highly is.
With a budget leading to an election, the government's down for a double dose.
Good on you.
Greg Jennett, ABC News, Canberra.